Hi and welcome to my Playhouse. And today we have this is a Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. It's the DL560 Gen8, which was graciously donated to me by Søren in Germany. And we got to have a general look at it, but then we didn't actually get back to it. So today I thought that we should try and install something on it and do a little speed test and see what this bucket can do. I'm pleasantly surprised with the noise level. It's actually on, running ESXi 7.0. I haven't connected a network cable, but it is running and we can barely hear it, so that is really nice. The reason why it's running ESXi 7.0 is because I put in a hard drive and that was on there, and I forgot that. Well, I didn't want to delete that hard drive, and I was about to delete it, and then I gotta put something else in there. So I have another one there, ready to go. And this is actually a Hewlett-Packard drive. It's a 480 gigabyte SSD. So we're gonna install something that we can mess with on that. It's gonna be some version of Server 2000 and beep. Might wanna try Server 2022 again and see if maybe it will be happy with this server. It hasn't been happy with much so far. It's mostly just been a big disappointment, but well, maybe this one is a good one. So we might just go ahead and try and install that and see how far we get and see if, well, Server 2022, they have removed a lot of drivers and it pisses me off. So it's a combination. It has to make the server happy and have all the drivers for it, and it has to make me happy because I am still disappointed with the last two attempts of installing Server 2022, as it's just, if we're not happy with it, we'll go right back to Server 2019. So let's get cracking. Okay, I disconnected power to it. I wanted to put a power meter on it, and of course it wasn't happy about that. We're gonna tell it nicely to shut down again. Yeah, and we're gonna take this disk out. It wasn't happy about this disk, which it is just a regular PC hard drive that I put in there, but it was lighting up red, so it didn't like it much. So we're gonna put this one in instead. It should be more happy with this one. This is a real Hewlett-Packard Enterprise disk, so this is so tight. That's never gonna come out again. That's a shame. Okay, let's power that on. Okay, I need to find my boot device. That has to go in that way. This server takes a bit to boot. Usually, the bigger the server is physical, the longer it takes to boot. It's a weird thing, but if you have a tiny little server, it's usually very quick at booting, and if you have a big mother beep, it's pretty slow. So yeah, it checks all kind of stuff, but this is an enterprise server, so it's very thorough. And Hewlett-Packard has always been good at making nice graphics for when you get in here. In just a little bit, I will have to press something to boot from the USB key anytime now. I'm sure it's just pissed that I turned it off without. I'll just take the power. Let's see, boot menu 11 there. So we have 4 CPUs, and these are the E5-4627, and they're version 2, and they're 3.3 gigahertz. So it's a really nice CPU that is in this system. Let's see, we can boot from USB. That's 3. It was quick about that, I must say. So I have Server 2000, and I have that twice because that's the newest one. So we'll try that one. And while it's booting the Windows installation, I can tell you that it's also not happy with this hard drive or SSD. So I haven't got a clue why it doesn't like that one. Oh, impossible lighting in here, but it uses about 200 watts. Remember, there is 4 CPUs in this, and it's silent. It's on right now. It's installing Server 2022. Well, it does say a sound during boot, so yeah, it's not always silent. This is when it's booting up. When it gets a bit further, it will silence down. It does do the hard disk blinkety blink thing here, which is, oh, I think that's pretty cool. I like that feature, it looks good. But it doesn't like the hard drive, so that's not as good. Okay, so the ILO 4 is on this server, and you get to it when the server boots up. Over here you get an IP number, and it had taken number 29 from my DHCP server, and when you go to that IP number you get a prompt for a username and a password. And on Hewlett-Packard servers they have this tag that you can pull out here, and the default password is on this tag. And I've just been in there getting my glasses because it's rather small, but if you really want to, you can take the tag out, which makes it a little bit easier, and the password is there. So you type that in. The username is administrator with a big A, administrator, and then you punch in the password, which in this case is all capital letters. It's, well, ZNFQIMSI. There, and we log in. Hopefully I got that right. I got it. And then you can change it in here if you really want to, but it's actually pretty handy that it's right there. I was interested in why it's complaining about the hard drives. So let's go to some storage over here and see why it's whining. Logical drives. Everything is fine here. It sees it just fine. Drive configured. Encryption, SSD, status okay. What the hell are you whining about then? Everything, agentless management service, not everything else is fine. Okay, whining bitch, I tell you. Meanwhile, we have got server 2022 on here, and that we can get into as well. Let's see what it. I haven't seen this before. You see it. So we can start by don't show this again and go up to the manager, server properties, don't show this again, okay, go away. So far so good. Let's check device manager. We have a whole lot of stuff that it didn't find. Do we have any network on here? Do we have network cards? We have Broadcom network cards, so it might just have some internet for us. So server, well, Windows systems, you start by the update. Check for updates. There. Let's see if it sees anything. Yep, we have internet, so it's gonna be updating. We'll be back next year. Okay, it updated pretty quickly. View optional updates. I just was in there, and it has driver updates, and it has Intel updates from the 1st of January 1970. I think if it hasn't got that, we need it. So let's just select all of that, because 1970 was a good year, I guess. It was 5 years before I was born, so we definitely want those drivers. So yeah, it usually asks if I want to boot, so I think I'll boot by myself then. And the camera needs a new battery, so that's that adds up. Oh, this was planned. Microsoft, you always know that you're gonna be booting. Okay, Windows is still working on that. Well, it's just done. But I was trying to get this remote console thing to work here, and it seems that everything has been outdated and this thing doesn't work. and it says that Chrome needs some extension, and I couldn't find that. So I went here and I picked up firmware for the lights on management, and I have put that on this little machine here. I have extracted it to this directory, and there is a bin file, so we should be able to go over here and in there and firmware update. Let's see, obtain the firmware bin file for the ILO 4. Yes, we got that. So we're gonna choose that file. C temp there, and the bin file there, and open. And the one we have is from 2018. It's a 2.61, so it should be now from 2021 and be version 2.78. If this works, it says it down here. Upload. Updating, blah blah blah. Well, yes, it wants to reboot when it's done. It's gonna cost us a reboot. 16 megabytes going up. In the meanwhile, I can go in here. Checking security, digital signage thingy. Strong improvement over here. It found a lot of drivers, so there's only some base system device. So that's fine. I will. I think this is okay for us to run a little speed test to see how this is doing. See how those 4 workhorses are doing. The E5-4627 version 2, was it? Let's check that before I say something stupid again. E5-4627 version 2 is a 3.3 gigahertz, but there's 4 of them in here. So that's a total of 32 cores. Oh, and this one is flashing. Oh, this is multitasking, isn't it? Okay, guess it's booting. Okay, so the server is a bit noisy right now, but in the meanwhile, it was bothering me that the resolution on the screen was really bad. So I found the display driver for the Matrox D200EH that is on the server, and Hewlett Packard supplies that, and I have installed it over here, and now the resolution is a tad better. It's 1600 by 1200. Which is not a widescreen resolution, so it's being stretched a little bit, but it's a server, it's fine. Okay, this is very noisy now. It's not quieting down like it was before. Now it says that it's able to run HDMI 5, so, and I got the new version on here. It's the 2.78 from this year, early this year. Let's see if we can do some remote consulting here. Yeah, we have a new option here, HTML5. And we get our screen, which is what we see over here. So that is up and running. So progress. And as you can see, I have a test program ready here. It's a performance test 9.0. And I am actually only interested in the CPUs, so I'm not gonna. The rest of it is server stuff, like the RAM and the graphics is what you usually see. The RAM is what the RAM will be. So let's just run all the CPU stuff. Okay, that was a very nice result within the 99% best. All the way to 23,862. That is That is very decent. So I have another test ready. Yes, Cinebench 23, and we're gonna run all the 32 cores and see how that goes. Maybe you want to see some more of that. So that should be 60. I'm not sure actually. It might only be 32 cores. Do I forget? Does this not do hyperthreading? It does very... Oh, a second run. Why? Oh, now I see. This is counting down. I didn't see that. So it's apparently seeing how many times it can render this within 10 minutes. And it's on pass number 6. And it is not even halfway. So, okay. We'll have to give it a little bit. And the fans are trying to tell me something. We are also using some more power here. 570 watts when it's peaking. You can see 2.6, 572 watts. I also get a power reading in here in the ILO 4. So present power reading, it says 541 watts, but it doesn't update as much, and now it's 482. So yeah, we get some up and downs there. Okay, time ran out, but it's still going. So what happens now when it just completes that one? It has run 15 passes. There, okay, we got a number. Apparently it's good for 19,441. which puts it on third position in the CPUs that it compares itself to, and it has 32 cores, and that is because this CPU does not have hyperthreading. I found the CPU here at Intel's homepage, and we can see that it has 8 cores and it has a total of 8 threads, which if it had hyperthreading it would say 8 core and 16 threads, but it does not. But it's base clock is 3.3 GHz and it turbo boosts up to 3.6. It's an older processor from 2014, 22 nanometers, and it benchmarks over here at the pass mark, and 9,320 for one of these good CPUs. After I updated the ILO adapter in here, it's not quieting down anymore, so I'm gonna try and shut it down and, well, let's reboot it, see what happens. Okay, after a power cycle, it slowed the fans down again. It's on, and I can sit here and talk, and I don't even have to talk very loud. I can talk very silently, and you can still hear me because the server is so silent. Sometimes it becomes really noisy, but at that time it's doing something, so I guess that is okay. For the first time we got something meaningful out of server 2022. We were able to run some stuff, and it found the network cards, and it was only one little driver thing that it didn't pick up, and I wasn't missing anything at any point. So yeah, a bit of success on that front. We got to run a test on this machine and got some numbers out of it. It's fairly quick. It has 4 CPUs, and those are 130 watts each TDP. So running full throttle, it will be pretty power hungry, but I like the silent part of it. It's really silent, so that is really cool. I can hear the server in the data center, that cloud line CL3100 G3. That is really noisy out there. I'm still copying cheer over, and yeah, I will be more than happy when I can turn that thing off again, because it's so loud compared to this one. But if anyone way smarter than me can tell me why this hard drive is complaining over here and not giving me any errors in the ILO adapter, please leave it in the comments below. I would very much like to know that. It runs just fine, there's no issues whatsoever. It goes around with the green thingy thing, but it's just that red thing bothers me, but I'm sure some of you guys will know what that means. So yeah, let me know. And just to do a bit of promotion, if you should be in the market for a server like this, I know that Bargain Hardware has them, and you should go to bargainhardware.co.uk and they will have them in stock. I didn't actually check that. Editing Morten, please do check that. Put it over there. Yeah. And last I checked, they were reasonably priced, and of course you can build them to something that is extremely expensive. If you want the fastest CPU and a shit ton of RAM, then it becomes expensive like anything else. And remember, you get 5% off if you use the coupon code, checkout code, MyPlayHouse, small letters all the way. And yes, it's an affiliate link. I will be laughing all the way to the bank, just as you. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.